Next, let's queer up politics. J.D. Vance seeks support from gay tech billionaire Peter Thiel for Trump campaign. J.D. Vance, former President Donald Trump's running mate, is urging tech billionaire Peter Thiel to financially back the Trump-Vance campaign. Vance, who once worked for Thiel at Mithril Capital, has reached out to the gay tech mogul hoping to reignite his support after Thiel's previous $1.25 million contribution to Trump's 2016 campaign. In an interview with Financial Times, Vance emphasized Thiel's importance. Quote, "I'm going to keep on talking to Peter and persuading him that, he's obviously been exhausted by politics a little bit, but he's going to be really exhausted by politics if we lose and if Kamala Harris is president," right here at the table. Vance says that Thiel is a conservative and should actively support the Trump ticket. However, Thiel did not contribute to Trump in 2020 and rather expressed disappointment with Trump's presidency. Thiel has donated over $50 million to various candidates so far. At the Aspen Ideas Festival, Thiel mentioned he would vote for Trump, quote, "if you hold a gun to my head," end quote, but prefers Trump over President Joe Biden with Kamala Harris as the Democratic nominee. Thiel's stance may change. Critics immediately noted the contradiction to many Vance anti-LGBTQ positions while asking for gay campaign money. Gay campaign money. Still to be determined will be who blinks first, the anti-LGBTQ vice presidential candidate or the gay billionaire that can make a difference for his own community. So Peter Thiel, the PayPal dude, I had to listen to a few interviews of him because I wasn't exactly sure what his political stance was and what made him conservative. And so he did contribute in 2016, but that's back when J.D. Vance was saying that Trump was a Nazi.
Yeah.
So J.D. Vance is actually the one who's really changed his position. And now that money and power are to be had, he's like, oh, well, let me start sniveling at Peter Thiel's feet, even though Peter Thiel doesn't want to contribute to his campaign the same way you didn't want to be associated with his campaign until he endorsed you and you got elected. So J.D. Vance, I think, is a complete tool. And I don't even want to say his name or go into anything, giving him any airtime. But Peter Thiel, so I was watching an interview with him about 2 months ago, and he hasn't really commented since Kamala Harris was replaced Joe Biden. So his issue with Joe Biden, where he's saying he's kind of an old guy, and the person who was interviewing him said, well, if you look at the past 4 years, you're a billionaire. Like, your stock portfolio is actually doing pretty well. So what is it that you're complaining about? What is the problem? And he said, well, I think, it might come to a surprise to everybody that I care more about than my stock portfolio and what billionaire tech's point of view is. So, well, what is your problem then? Well, crushing student debt is a major issue, and how they won't have the same opportunities. And he said, well, and you think Trump is going to fix that? And he said, well, no, I don't think so.
Oh my.
So we're like, so he just kept giving reason after reason, which made absolutely no sense. And the fact that he's gay as well is just kind of it's a bizarre thing, and I cannot figure out Peter Thiel as to, I think he finally came to his senses and was like, if you put a gun to my head, I'll vote for him, but he won't say why he's worse than or that Biden was better. And he is by all the metrics that he was talking about. So I feel like there is something else going on behind the scenes as to why he was not coming out in support of Joe Biden instead of just being, the cagey with his analysis on Trump.
Of course there's more to it. That's white people behind closed doors. Of course there's more to it, okay? In 2021, I think it was Thiel who took Vance or vice versa to Mar-a-Lago to hash things out with Trump because they both hated him. This guy's worth $9.25 billion, okay? If they haven't already gotten some money from him, I'd be surprised. We just haven't been told about it yet,
But he made a J.D. Vance career. Peter Thiel bankroll. He's running for Ohio in the Senate.
When Vance hated Trump.
That's right. So, he supported J.D. Vance for some reason since he was in tech out in Silicon Valley. So So
Way back when he was with a chair, not a couch.
way back, right?
Had to.
So back when the hillbilly elegy, or even probably shortly after. So he's responsible for J.D. Vance.
Yeah. It seems as though he. So from this history from the 80s when he was at Stanford, he just had kind of this heart for conservatives in higher education. So I think he was looking at people like J.D. Vance and like, okay, here's kind of an up-and-coming guy. Like, let me support him.
Help him, yeah.
And that's where it seems to have, I don't know, kind of gotten blown out of proportion that he's like really in with Trump. And now he just doesn't know how to dial it back. I don't know, maybe you have a better idea.
Tell me.
I think J.D. Vance and Peter Thiel have one thing in common. They're both spare parts. Like, seriously, America will go on well, maybe even better after both have left the stage.
Yes, and I will say, J.D. Vance, from one actual VP to one aspiring VP, keep my goddamn motherfucking name out your motherfucking mouth, you rat-ass, nut-ass motherfucking bitch. You understand me? Because when I'm running this shit, I'll make sure you're in fucking sanitation, okay? Thank you so much.